How are you doing today? Merry Christmas! If you're in the British Empire, or previously known as the British Empire, Happy Christmas! And to all of you who don't celebrate Christmas, Happy Holidays or Happy Saturday. Right? It's Saturday. Yeah, it's Saturday. Happy Saturday. I hope you're all having a great day. I have been MIA during the Flossmas season, and that's just because life got in the way and I've just been kind of busy. So I kind of lost the Flossmas mojo, and I've just been busy doing other things. Work got busy and life got busy, and I just was tired. And so I kind of fell off the Flossmas bandwagon, and I didn't really film during the rest of the season. So it just happened. So I'm here today on Christmas Day. It is a warm, dreary, rainy day here in New Jersey. It's going to be about 60 degrees here on Christmas, so no white Christmas for us in New Jersey, at least in my area. It's going to be kind of rainy. It's kind of been raining off and on here throughout the morning. It is about 10:30 here in the morning today. I actually have laundry running in the kitchen, so at any point we might hear the little jingle saying that my laundry is done. But the dryer cycle is running right now, and I've been up doing some chores. After I film, I'm going to go ahead and start cooking. I have to get the turkey. We're going to have, my friend is coming over later today. We're going to have a mid-afternoon meal, and we're going to have turkey and stuffing and mashed potatoes and green bean casserole, and I think that's about it. It's going to be a simple regular meal, nothing fancy. And I did buy a pecan pie. Not that, I mean, we might not even have room to eat the pecan pie, but we have something in for dessert just in case. So I just wanted to check in today with you all and wrap up Flossmas, because I kind of fell off the chart here and didn't really have a chance to really film and say where I was or anything. So I have some progress updates to show you. I have a couple plans to show you. And we're just going to go through what I've been up to the last week and a half, 2 weeks since I last filmed. And then later in the month, I will be filming my regular yearly project parade, everything that I am currently working on that's on the go, that, a project update. So you can see everything that is currently in its current status, as well as future plans for 2022, if I have any. I'm not sure yet. That's going to be a plan I'm going to be thinking about in the next week or so, as well as a finish update, everything that I finished in 2021, because I've actually been keeping records. I have a spreadsheet that I've been keeping a very good detailed track of for the most part. And so I'm going to just go through everything that I finished, as well as all the projects that I started and am currently working on through the year of 2021. So be on the lookout for those videos in the next week or so, either before the end of 2021, so in the next week, or shortly after 2022 starts, after the new year. So let's go ahead and get into my updates that I have for you today. I have two plants that I want to showcase today in today's video. The first one is one I was very, very worried about. I thought it was a goner, but I did a little bit of rehabbing on it, and it was a plant that I recently purchased at a greenhouse, a local greenhouse to me, and it was one that I've never seen before, and it's in the family that is my absolute favorite plant family. It's an alocasia, and this is the Alocasia lauterbachina, and you're not going to really get a chance to see what it looks like because it's only just starting to come back to life for me. But this is one that I thought was dead, but I wasn't 100% sure because I know they can go into dormancy. So whenever I brought it back, whenever I purchased it, I brought it back to my home. I put it in the place where I thought I was going to keep it, and it died on me. And so, well, the current leaves died on me. Everything that was out, and it just wasn't doing very well. So what I did was I repotted it into a smaller pot, and I put it under a glass cloche, and it apparently the extra humidity did it well, and now it is coming back to life, and I'm super excited about it. It's growing a new leaf, and so hopefully I don't know how long it's going to take, because this one has extra long, skinny, like sword, like like sword, like Lord of the Rings sword type leaves. So in the future here, it's going to have a new leaf coming out. Well, it's actually coming out, but it'll have a new leaf, and I'm super excited about that. So I just have it in a terracotta pot, and it seems to be doing really well now. So we will see. It no longer fits under the cloche, so I had to take the cloche off in order for it to grow, but it's doing really well. So that is plant number 1 for you. So it's an Alocasia lauterbachina, I believe is how you pronounce the name, and it's doing really well. The other plant that I wanted to show you is actually in bloom now, just in time for Christmas, and it's a larger pot, so it's on the floor here, and it's a succulent. So there's actually 2 different plants in here. I have a snake plant, but I also have my what are these called now? The name is now slipping my head. Kalanchoes. These are kalanchoes that I've had for a number of years. There's actually a spider web right there. How nice. But these are kalanchoes that I got from school. They were decorations for for graduation or for prom. I forget which one. And they kind of went wild during sitting outside on the balcony. So I was going to trim them back, but then I saw that they were going to bloom. So I wanted to wait until after they bloomed, and then I was going to trim them back and then reroot them. But they're now in bloom. And of course, they're yellow, which I absolutely love. So this was actually all one plant that kind of went crazy and got many, many offspring from. So I'm probably going to repot them all back into this pot after I trim them back. But this is a succulent that is native to, I believe, Madagascar, possibly South Africa as well. I could be wrong on that, but I know at least Madagascar. And they can be tree-like. I've seen them as a bonsai, but so you can see how crazy, how that one is, how this one here is coming. Let me see if I can. There we go. We can see how it's come. This is all one plant right here, and it's coming from one stem, but it's leaning down over the pot, and it's many, many different branches. And here is the blooms. So it's a beautiful yellow with an orange center. And there we go. So that is my kalanchoe that I have going. Not my favorite plant in the world, but it's doing so well that of course I have to take care of it. And then these were all plants that as they get close, like if this was sitting on the soil, it would actually root and then it would become a new plant. So these over here did exactly that. These were actually plants that this original plant had leaned over this way and rooted into the soil and now became new plants. And so I believe that's how it spreads. But because it came into the house, it's dropping all of its leaves, and so it's kind of a messy plant, but it's all blooming. So there we go. That is my kalanchoe. Over here is a snake plant that I've had for many, many years. It used to be braided. I got it at Lowe's years and years ago, but I see there's some new growth coming, so that's exciting. So I'm just going to keep growing it. It's got some woody pieces because of the way it was outside. Oh, it was outside here, and some pieces broke off. You can see the woodiness of it. But I just popped it in here one year, and it's starting to do well now because there's some new growth. So I'm not going to complain about that. All right, I'm going to pause this. I'm going to put this all away, and I'll be back with my crafting update. All right, so what have I been working on the last 2 weeks? Basically knitting. I've done very little stitching the last 2 weeks. I mean, very little. But the main thing I've been working on is the Beauceron sweater. I've been obsessed. So this is the Beauceron sweater. You can find this on Ravelry. It is a paid-for pattern. Forget how much I paid for it. Probably $8 American. But it is a Canadian designer who is Vincent Deslans. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong or poorly. But it's a Canadian sweater or designer. So it's there's a. What I'm trying to say is the design is originally on Ravelry. The price is in Canadian dollars, and then there's an exchange. So I think it's roughly $6, $7, $8 American. Just if you're interested in the pattern. I'm knitting this in Cotton, which is a Knit Picks DK weight yarn. It is 70% cotton, 30% linen. So the contrast color I'm using is mustard seed. And the main color is ash. Of course, it doesn't look like the main color is ash because the majority of the color that I'm knitting is predominantly mustard seed right now. But that's because it's a yoke or it's a collar down sweater, and the majority of the color that you work at the beginning is the mustard seed or the contrast color. And so here is where I am so far, and I've basically gone hog wild on the sweater, and I am almost done with the color work pattern of the sweater. And so I'm trying to get it in a way that you can see a good part of the sweater. So here is the sweater so far. So I've already separated for the sleeves. I've already separated for the sleeves, so I'm working on the body now. So the yoke is completely done. I've separated for the sleeves, so you can see where the sleeve is going to be. There's a second sleeve over here. And now I'm working on the body. And I have I think it's about 20 rows left to go. And then I will be working on just the ash color. So as you can see, there is a colorwork part up on top, which is the slip stitch colorwork part. And then the bottom is basically solid, just gray. Words are escaping me today. It's just knit stitch at the bottom. And that's where I'm at. So I'm really hoping this weekend, at the least by the end of the weekend, if not today, I can get that color work done. And then I can work on just doing the rest of the body will go pretty quick because it's just knit stitching. Um, and I'm really, really excited about how this is turning out. So I really like how the sweater looks. So that's the front of the sweater. You can tell because it has a smaller collar here. Here's the back of the sweater because it has the German short row collar, the neck. Basically the exact same thing, just that it has the larger neck on the back. And then of course I will pick up the stitches that I've saved for the sleeves. The sleeves do have a little bit of the same color work, and then the same knit stitching for the sleeves. So I'm really hoping I can have this sweater done in time to wear it this winter. So there we go. Obsessed. So that's what I've been working on basically the last 2 weeks, and love it. So I'm going to continue working on that today for Christmas and probably tomorrow because I can. And the other thing that I've worked on cross stitch wise, because I haven't really done much else, is the Reoless Red Panda, because I wanted to finish on this before the end of the year. I don't know if that's going to happen or not now because of the sweater. So Reoless Red Panda, it's number 1627. I would love to get this finished so I can get it framed up and put it in my office for on my wall, on my Reoless animal wall. And here is where I am so far. So I have moved the Q-snap. The panda is 100% done. I've even done the back stitching. So all of the back stitching is 100% done on this pattern. So I've done everything up here. I think that was done last time I saw it. The only thing I've done since you've seen it last is I've done all the back stitching, I think. Oh, yeah, I've done all the back stitching, and then I did the remaining part of the branch that he's sitting on. So this branch is now completely done as well. So that's what I've done since you've seen it last. So I've done all of the back stitch on his face, and I've done the branch. And that's all I've done in the last 2 weeks. So all I have left to do is this, the leaf work up, leaf and flower work up in this top corner. I don't think it's a whole lot of work. I just haven't had any motivation to do it because I've been working on the sweater. And I'm fine with that. This will get done eventually. I'd like to get it done this year, but that's just a personal goal I've set of myself. So it'll get done when it gets done. But that's all I've done. So there we go. So this is on 14 count Aida that came in the kit. It's like a gray blue. There's a good color of the Aida. It uses the wool acrylic flosses that come in the kit. Everything, it's all kit. And really, we all know how much I love the Reoless kits. I've only ever done the Reoless kits that have the wool acrylic flosses, but I know there's others that do have a cotton floss. And so eventually I do have some other Reoless kits that I would like to stitch. I have the prairie dogs I'm not prairie dogs. I have the meerkats as well as a Russian building set that I want to stitch. But I really want to get this one done. Those ones will happen sometime in the future. So there we go. Red Panda. And that's all I have for you today. So I hope you have a very, very happy holiday. Merry Christmas if you celebrate. And I'm going to go get cooking because I need to get the turkey in the oven. So I'm going to sign off here today, and I will be in touch in the near future with those project updates that I promised. And until I see you again, as always, don't forget to always be creative.